Hello everyone, Willie Awesome here, and I'm doing something a little different today. As I'm sure some of you know, I was the former league commissioner for the Dead by Daylight League, or the DBD League, and this has been something I've been wanting to do for a while. I haven't done it in previous years because I've been busy, and now that I finally graduated, I finally get a chance to do it. You read the title, you click the thumbnail. Power rankings for the season 9 DVD League teams week 1. I plan on doing this every week. I would like to do this every week. I was gonna do it last week. I didn't get the chance to because I just didn't have the preparation I needed. Probably a good thing because my takes from that script was not no. It was not good. And it's worth mentioning now. I, historically, have been garbage at these sorts of predictions. But I'm gonna do it anyway for your entertainment. And because I like doing it. It's my analysis. It's how I perceive things as going. And it's also worth noting it's been a while. I did watch all of the matches from season 9, but I didn't watch Winter Circuit, didn't get to see the Hens Invitational. And it's just I haven't been completely with the scene. I'm hoping that'll change this summer. I would like to be more involved, and it starts with this power rankings. And you guys know how this goes. I know how this goes. So we're just gonna get into it. I'm using Tier Maker because I don't really have anything super fancy to work with. And I'm just gonna start with the two obvious picks, Eternal and Elysium, top two teams. I'm not using the actual like S, A, B, C, D. I don't really care about that. It's just I'm using it to show tier breaks. And Eternal Elysium, these two teams have been the dominant forces in the competitive scene for a very, very long time. And it showed again this weekend. Now, I have Eternal higher than Elysium because Elysium actually tied a map against Sinners. Venom on the Nurse was just amazing. And, so Eternal, top of the standings. It's hard to argue with that. Eternal's match against Oh Boy was a survivor diff, and a killer diff is one thing because that's a skill issue of one player, or sorry, a skill gap of one player. But when the whole team is diffing you, it's that obvious as it was with Oh Boy. Oh Boy is not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. But man, they got beat. I've got these two at the top, and I'm looking at it on my little preview screen here. I don't know how well this is going to come out in the recording. But I'm gonna do this in one take. If it doesn't look good, I will make changes for next week. Probably zoom in or something. And I realize that the Elysium logo does not look that great. Oh well, it's the one I got. So I'm going to jump down to the bottom, like again. I'm gonna jump down to the bottom, and Ariandel did not look good. And it's worth. I don't mean any harm to any of the players or any of the teams. This is just as I perceive things. Ariandel did not look good this week. The whole match of Zero Practice versus Ariandel did not look good. It's just Dredge, which is supposed to be Ariandel's pick, is like it's supposed to be their signature. Semantics. I don't know how I want these videos to flow yet, so I don't know if they're gonna be really long, really short. I don't know. Yeah, that whole match was a clown fest, so Zero Practice is also going right next to them. They're above Ariandel because obviously they won, but like both of these teams, I just don't think is good. Zero Practice, the core of which is from Divine Dead last season, just they're there in every tournament, but they never perform well. So there's something to say about their consistency and their ability to play at the top level, but they're not the top level. And Ariandel, I don't know what's going on with this team. They have a lot of really good players, Bobozaver, iPick, LeMagic. It's just not coming together for this team. I think part of it is that this is a newer team and they're still trying to get their pieces figured out. At least that's what I hope it is. Because on paper, this Ariandel roster should be 5th at worst. But they also haven't performed recently. Ariandel in the Winter Circuit and Hen's Invitational just not performing like we would expect them to. Moving around, let's talk about Trauma. Trauma, my favorite team, Trauma. Not really. They were my favorite team in season 7, which was the last season I was like seriously involved with. God, that grand finals was a banger. I still have the paper score sheet that I took for that match. It was amazing. And I'm glad to see that they've come back after all this time and they're performing pretty well. Their match against Cynic was a 2-1 giga banger, if you ask me. That was a great match. I recommend everyone goes and watches it. And it was a great match for both teams, which is why I'm also putting Cynic right next to them, up in that second tier. I think that both of these teams are incredibly good, they're incredibly skilled, and they showed it off. For Trauma, Whizzle just doing Whizzle things. And Ultra, despite, I believe there were some, I don't remember exactly because I wasn't as involved. I don't think Ultra was allowed to play Killer last season, but he's back on it. He's back playing Killer, and Ultra is top 2 killers NA. I know a lot of people over in Europe will say it's a ping thing, but he's top 2 killers, and he's one of the top 2 killers NA, hands down, ping or not. And of course, the rest of these rosters are absolutely stacked. I don't think that needs to be mentioned. Been a while since I did my research for this video, so forgive me if I'm not remembering the full rosters. I've already got full screens full of just random stuff. I do not have the rosters in front of me. Let's fill out this B tier, because this B tier is probably going to be the most interesting group of teams we have this season, because all of these teams in this, I say the B tier just because that's what it's labeled as, but this B tier is going to have the most interesting teams this season, and I'm going to be following all of them with great interest. Starting with Sinners. Coming into this season, I did not think very highly of them. Now, I know they're the best team in South America. That has merit. But being in South America, as much as I hate to say it, that's not where the competition really is. So, to see them go against Elysium, they didn't take a round, but they managed to tie them on Nurse, which I was not expecting at all. And I did not expect the South American team to come onto the global stage and be able to perform. I thought it was going to end up something like USA at the World Cup. You know, maybe that's a bad example. I don't know my World Cup, but they show up, they play, but they're not very good. I kind of thought that was going to happen, but no. Based on what I'm seeing here, I don't think that they're beating Eternal whenever they face off, and they might not even beat Trauma or Cynic, but those matches are going to be competitive, and I am excited to see what this team has in store. Next up, Tremor. The little thing I saw going around in chat was Trem9. A lot of these former X9 players have moved over to Tremor, and this is a stacked team. That said, when I saw in their match against Calamity, it seems they need to get a little bit of cohesiveness together, working a little bit better together. I don't know if that's just trying to integrate the new players or what's going on there. It could have just been the matchups, but I've got to say, I don't like calling out players, but Wispy, known for the Deathslinger, didn't really impress on the Deathslinger. So maybe it was just an off week. I don't know. This is where I have them. And I also have Oh Boy here in the B tier. Yes, they played against Eternal, and frankly, they got their teeth kicked in. It was a brutal match, but this roster has absolutely shown signs of life. Plus, this is a tried and tested roster who has been performing for the last couple of years. Oh Boy back in season 7. Then you have Eternum coming out of that. And while they haven't been super impressive, like putting up amazing results, they've always been there. They're consistent, and I look forward to seeing that in their next matchup. And I just want to give a shout out to Nastix, the OG, coming back and playing. I don't know if he's going to get playtime this season, but I'm really looking forward to seeing him play again. And that brings us to our last team, Calamity. And I honestly do not remember this roster. Give me a second. Okay. I looked at this roster. They're going here. I don't know what happened against Calamity. I don't know what happened to Yokot. Why was Yokot not playing Killer? It baffles me that he's not playing Killer for this team. And until I see him play Killer, they're stuck in C. And it's worth noting, I'm not putting any team in D because I don't think any team is that bad. It's just working from the top going down. This Calamity roster, it should be better. It should be. But what happened this week? They didn't look particularly impressive to me. So I have them here. And on paper, this team should be getting results. They've got Hein, they've got Laser, they've got El Marco. Why is Yokot not playing Killer? It was Wraith and Deathslinger, which I remember him playing both of those killers in Season 7, and he was pretty damn good. Why is he not playing Killer for this team? I maybe it was scheduling issues or something. I don't know. But this team jumps up a tier the second they put the second they put Yokot on the Killer. So that's all I've got for the V Power rankings. These are in order, so I got Eternal number 1, Elysium number 2, Trauma 3, Cynic 4, Sinners 5, Tremor 6, Oh Boy 7, Zero Practice at 8th, Calamity at 9, and Ariandel at 10. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to do these every week. And your feedback on this would be greatly appreciated. And for the next part, I don't have like a dedicated graphics or anything, so just focus on me, okay? Power rankings will still be there if you want to see them. Get your screenshots, blast me on. Well, I don't look at Twitter. I don't know, blast me in the comments section. I don't really have all that much in terms of social media, so this is, I imagine this is some hot takes here. And I will say, I know I kind of breezed through all of that. It's not easy ranking these teams when they're all pretty damn good. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to discredit any of these teams. They are all amazing. They're competing in DBD League Season 9. They're all good. I'm just trying to rank them relative to one another. So, now that I'm done covering my own ass, predictions for this week. This is coming out hopefully later tonight. Worst case scenario, comes out tomorrow morning before the matches. So I'm gonna get my predictions in. And this is where a train that was already dangling over the edge is fully derailed. Predictions. Eternal versus Zero Practice. Easy. 2-0 Eternal. It's just Eternal things. I'm not even questioning it. Elysium versus Trauma. I think... Stupid bug. I think it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Elysium, but this one is going to be close, and it's going to depend who's better on the day. And it really is just going to depend which of these teams plays better in the match. Because both of these teams are really good. They're 2-3, at least in my power rankings. And historically, both of these teams have been really good. Xeno, incredible killer. Wizzle, incredible killer. All of the survivors, incredible. This is going to be... I'm going to say this is going to be the best match of the week. That's my take. This is the best match of the week. If there's anyone you want to watch, it's this one. And I think it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Elysium. Cynic versus Tremor. I think it's going to be 2-0 in terms of Cynic. Tremor, it didn't look all that good last week. I got to give it to Cynic this week. It is the battle for NA, though. I am really excited to see Ultra versus Wispy. Those are my 1 and 2 killers in NA. I'm excited to see which one of them actually comes out on top. Next match, Ariandel versus Calamity. This is a match, but I have faith in Calamity. I'm giving it to them 2-1, and I have it in my notes right there. If Yokot doesn't play, I'm losing all faith in Calamity for the season. You have an amazing killer team. Why are you not using him? I'm sorry, that is going to bother me. And another match, which I think is higher stakes than Elysium versus Trauma. I don't know if it's going to be a better match, but Sinners versus Oh Boy. I have it in 2-1 in favor of Oh Boy, which power rankings might suggest otherwise. It's going to come down to the wire. Like I said, it's going to depend on who's playing better on the day. And I still have doubts about Sinners. I know Oh Boy, it's devil you know versus the devil you don't. I'm going with Oh Boy here. I could very easily see a world in which Sinners wins. I could see a world where Oh Boy sweeps this. You know? It's just, I feel like I know the roster and the team Oh Boy better than I know the team of Sinners. So, maybe I'm predicting wrong. I'm probably predicting wrong on a lot of these. I think this is going to be a really good week. We have 2 really good matches. We got the Battle of NA and yeah. Quick video. This should be up later tonight. I'm not that bad. This is going to be light later. Again, if you have feedback on this format, if you think I'm an idiot, if you agree with some of my predictions, let me know in the comments. Especially on that feedback one. Like I said, this is something I want to do every week, and it would make me really happy if you guys gave me feedback and I was able to improve upon what you guys are telling me. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.